Hi, I'm Rob from We Keep You Cycling, and today installing and mounting up the all-new Schwalbe Ultremo ZX tubeless tire. You've heard me correctly, this is their first venture into the tubeless tire business. Their kit includes 2 tires, sealant, which is a must-run, 30 mils for each tire, and to get it on the rim a little better, you have their mounting fluid, which amounts to a soapy water concoction with a foam applicator. You're going to need to provide 2 other components. If you have trouble getting the last little bit of bead over the rim, a plastic tire lever. And then unless you have lungs like the man of steel, you're going to need your trusty pump. Tubeless tire beads are inherently tight. For this reason, you're going to want to make sure that you use the channel built into the rim to allow you to get an extra little bit of slack to pull it over the last few inches of rim. Keep in mind you want to start at the opposite side of the valve to give you maximum area to pull over. I'm going to demonstrate installing the tire, and then I'm going to show you the next 2 steps to ensure that you've successfully installed your first Schwalbe tubeless tire. You'll notice I've left a little bit of tire unmounted, and this is for the application of the sealant. You'll also notice after mounting the tire, I went around a second time to ensure that the tire had seated properly in the channel of the rim. This is slightly counterintuitive, but it will be very helpful later when I go to pull over the last few inches of the tire. Next, you're going to grab your sealant. Schwalbe has provided 60 milliliters in 1 container, and you're expected to use half or 30 for each tire. You're going to place it with the tire inverted and then slowly rotate it to allow the fluid to collect at the bottom of the tire here before you pull over the last bit of the bead. I've pulled the seal off the container and it's now ready to be used. The final step before actually pouring it into the tire is to make sure you shake it up a fair bit. There's actually particles in here that you want to make sure are properly suspended in the fluid before you put it in the tire. That's about half. The tire is almost ready. I did have to use the tire lever. That's only because I didn't want to take forever to do it by hand. One thing to pay attention is again at this valve, you'll notice I double checked to make sure the tire hadn't jumped over the rubber stopper. Next, you're going to grab the mounting fluid, and you're going to want to make sure that you get the foam applicator moist. You can do so here, and you can see it's frothing a little bit. I'm now going to take this and rub it around the bead to get it ready to be inflated. This is a crucial step which will make the whole thing a little bit easier. Make sure you do both sides. With that completed, you're going to want to grab your trusty pump and inflate to 100 psi. I actually inflated it to 110 just because I got a little carried away. Sometimes you'll notice when you're inflating tubeless tires that there's a lot of popping or crackling as the bead sets up. This is a little less noticeable if you use a mounting fluid, and in this particular case I didn't really hear anything. There's nothing to be concerned about that noise. That's just the bead grabbing onto the rim. Now you're ready to take it for a ride. I'm Rob with We Keep You Cycling, and this was how you successfully install the Schwalbe Ultremo ZX tubeless tire. If you have any questions about this tire, drop us a line or email us info@wekeepyoucycling.com.